everyone, this is Poka Poka from the forums, and this is the long-awaited raid build video or guide for Gaige. You know, I haven't finished. I'm just making it. Okay, anyway, okay, let's go over my build for raiding. He's going to be really embarrassed about that tomorrow. Anyway, we've got smaller, lighter, faster. Okay, Striker. And Anarchy, you know, the first tier skills. Anarchy is, of course, the main one. Smaller, lighter, faster is honestly just a filler. I already get a reload bonus from my class mod. I mean, extra can't hurt, but whatever. Like, I just need that to get to pre-shrunk. Which I like maxing to 5.5 and no more because 400 is really enough for any raid. That's including the dragons or Vorak. Like, you never need to go over 400. I do go over 400 for Hyperius, but that's only because it was for a time trials. Like, normally 400 is sufficient. As well as for Pete. I know I did the CC thing, but that's only because the CC's damage is slightly lacking than, you know, the Twister. And as for the time trials, and I didn't want that kill to take 8 minutes. So, you know, we've got Anarchy, Pre-Shrunk. Here we have Robot Rampage, Annoyed Android, Iconoclast, and Rational Anarchist. These 4 are fillers, honestly. Like, my ultimate goal here after I get Pre-Shrunk and Anarchy is to get with Claws. And that's the only reason I'm doing that. I have BSS here, which is important for the way I raid with Master Guy, as well as for mobbing, but I'll explain that later, or maybe in a separate video. But I personally want BSS. There's a few reasons. Discord, I actually use that Discord, you know, maxed at 1, you have 65% accuracy, which does come in handy, especially for Terra, but it's mainly for the healing. You know, the extra 3% healing is rather nice when you're in a pinch, especially against Borak or the dragons. Iconoclast and Rational Anarchist, I mean, if you're raiding and you're using my build to raid, you're already going to have stacks, so you don't really need those skills. But you need to get to with Claws. With Claws is something I use specifically for Master Guy on his worms, or to melee Hyperius. You know, the healing is always nice per swipe that you get, as well as the damage boost from having 400 stacks is quite nice. Okay, BSS. The thing is, when I'm mobbing, I usually run around with a Love Thumper, and you're thinking, you know, Love Thumper, the last thing you want is your shield to be replenished, but the thing is, you're getting shot from every which direction. After you kill something, you want shields. you want your shield fast, and especially for Master Guy, thing is, his Worm's acid can definitely hit you, so you know, it definitely helps to have full shields during that raid fight where you want as much cushion as possible, you know, which is why I have that. So, there's the OC tree. Next, we have, you know, Little Big Trouble. I don't want this because your brain blows up and there's a pissed off gorilla, and those are scary. Okay, BFF. The 2 most important skills here are Cooking Up Trouble and the Better Half. Cooking Up Trouble, obviously, is for healing. I don't really use the Ruby that much. I use it, you know, I shoot Pete once in a while to slag him and to heal a bit, and with the Flame of the Firehawk. I also use it for Master Guy, but not a whole lot. I did use it for my hype run in conjunction with the Ruby, but you don't really need the Ruby in this case if you have it maxed at 11.5, just because with Claws, even with the Rapier, heals when you have, you know, 400 or 600 stacks. So, you know, this kind of negates, in most cases, having the ruby. I don't think I used it that much during Vorak or, what is it, the dragons or Terra. The better half, you know, I like that extra fire rate once your magazines are, you know, half empty or half full if you're just a positive thinker. So that's always nice. Okay, close enough. This is getting quite controversial. There's a lot going on about this skill in the forums today. The thing is, I, you know, rewatched most of my videos and I don't really use close enough that much. I mean, I'm usually in a raid's face trying to tank it out. The thing with this is, it does help with second wins, and I guess more than anything, I like these two skills, Made of Sterner Stuff and 20% Cooler. In order to get those without speccing into fancy mathematics or buck up, I need something up here, so I might as well get it, right? If I need to go down here anyway. So, okay, we have Upshot Robot, which is nice for extending the duration of DT during raid fights. He does tend to get kills once in a while, whether it's Pete's minions or the occasional tentacle during Terramorphous fights. So, you know, I like my distraction out for as long as possible, obviously. That's just a filler point because I don't like having orange points here and there. Okay, I disconnected there for a bit, but yeah, I only have this filled out because I don't like having half-filled orange skill points here and there, so that's why I got Explosive Crap. This is what it is. So these two are fillers along with Close Enough. What I want to get to is Made of Sterner Stuff because damage reduction never hurts, and 20% Cooler, which I like because I like my distraction out as long as possible and up as soon as possible. You don't want sharing is caring in this case because DT is only going to be a distraction, and in case you're wearing a Love Thumper, which I do with Hyperius, or Master Gi when I do melee him, you don't want to get thumped by DT because, you know, robots aren't really my thing. So, you know, there we have it. That's the basic skill build. The great part about this build is you do not need to respec ever for raids. Any raid, whether that's Vermi, Terra, Hyperius, Master Gi, the Dragons, or Voracidus, works with one build. And I guess I'll go into a little bit of my equipment gear. You don't really need a whole lot. Ruby, obvious reasons, you know, insta-heal, quick heal, on-the-fly heal. Interfacers, you want a fire, preferably a shock. A fire hail is actually probably the most important gun you'll have since it comes in handy for Vorak, and he is the hardest raid to pull off with Gaige without using RLs or 600 stacks or grog fleeting. LOL, oh my god. Yeah, so interfacer, fire, shock. You want most likely a non-elemental fibber for bringing the dragons down. Shock hail, I mean, just in case you need to quick heal against Pete. The fibber is also another interesting one. It works really well against Pete in that the ricochet variant of fibbers don't get the 50% damage reduction penalty from Close Enough, meaning they get the full 100% damage plus whatever your Anarchy multiplier is. So, you know, that's kind of nice. I don't really use it against Pete. I use a Twister just because I feel the fibber's a little cheesy, but, you know, whatever, it works. If you want a quick kill, then 350 stacks plus a fibber will do it very nicely. And that's really all it for weapons. That's all I use for raiding. Let's go over shields. This is probably my favorite shield. It's just a Teddy or, you know, normal purple shield with a really quick recharge. I I like this because every time Terra does that ground stomp thing and throws me up in the air, by the time I'm landed, my shield's usually back to full. I don't know, and it's purple, and it looks cool, so I like it. Yeah. Aside from that, Big Boom Blaster, I use this for Vorak and the dragons. Flame of the Firehawk, I use that for Guy and Pete, just because I'm really lazy with Pete and I just want to get it over with. Love Thumper, that's for Hyperius, and occasionally Master Guy. I know my most recent run of Master Guy was using the Flame of the Firehawk plus a Ruby, the Hail, and an Interfacer, but I was trying out something new and just trying to soak up as many, acid pools as possible to buff my gun damage to get it over quick. And he doesn't like that. He intervenes a lot, but I'll work on that kill. I just need singularities. But grenades, bouncing bounty for Vorak, and Terra. I use a Slagoneg for the dragons. Singularity for Hype or Master Guy for taking him away from the pool so you can soak him up. Magic missiles for Pete. Relic, I only use 2. It's the Bone of the Ancients, Fire plus cooldown, or Shock plus cooldown. And my class mod, this is the only one I ever use for raiding, and I never change this. It's the Patient Prodigy. It's got accuracy plus 28%. The reload is really what I like, plus 34%. I don't know, I don't think this is maxed, I could be wrong. But the main thing with this is the points in cooking up trouble and better half. I like those 2 maxed, since those are the integral part of this build. And that's pretty much it. That you really only need, you don't need that much equipment for raiding with Gaige, you know, I mean if you're doing it right, without, you know, North leading it or something. I know there are some pieces of gear that are hard to come by. You know, you've got a twister, you've got 2 interfacers that are practicable. And you're probably thinking, you know, okay, this is what I use for Terramorphous most of the time. Well, okay, I need that for Terramorphous, but I need to beat Vorak before to do that. Well, the thing is, this is your main Vorak killer. You know, Hail, that's fire elemental. For his shield, a twister works the best, but the thing is you can get by with a shock CC for dealing with Vorak's shields. Like, a shock interfacer or a twister works best, but it's not necessary. You can totally get by with a shock CC, which means you could even, you know, deal with Vorak first, get a fire interfacer, and then go deal with Terra. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my raid build with Gaige that doesn't require 600 stacks, nor fleets or grogs or any cheese shit like that, and you don't ever need to change it. And that's it. And it's raining really hard outside, so I should probably turn my PC off. Alright, well, you know, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like, drop a sub if you really liked it. And I will be doing per raid guide videos for, you know, each raid boss using Gaige and walking through tactics and strategies and stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that. And guys, take it easy. Alright, goodbye.